Welcome back. Today I am participating in an open collaboration brought to you from Abby and Rooted in Rest and Jessica from the Waldock Way. They have decided to put together a show and tell homeschool collaboration for the whole entire year that anybody can participate in. And this month's topic is so exciting and so dear to my heart. It is your favorite educational toys. And I decided to go even more in depth with this and make it our favorite educational board games. And so sit down, grab your cup of coffee, get out a notepad, and get ready to order a few new games for Christmas. If you're new here, my name is Jamie, and I am a homeschool mom to 4 young children. Their ages are 4, 6, 6, and 11. And one way that we really like to do school is by hands-on activities, and specifically by playing games together. A lot of times when people are having a hard school day, it's very, very easy to grab the game boards out and start playing games, and they have no idea how much they're truly learning. So let's get to it. The first game I'm going to talk about is Rush Hour, and all 4 of my kids are able to play this. It is only a 1-player game, but the whole purpose of this game is that you have 40 challenges that you can do. And there are 4 different levels, all the way from beginning all the way up to expert. And so you draw a card and you put different colored cars onto your game board in the same manner that the card shows. And then your goal is to get the red car out by moving the other cars back and forth from side to side. You're not allowed to lift any of the cars, you can only slide them back and forth. So this helps with their logical processing, and even my just turned 4-year-old is able to do this and absolutely loves it. It's a quick game too. A lot of times they'll sit there and they'll play it like right before supper, or they'll play it while they're watching TV or something. And so it's just helping them a lot with different processes. It's great that it's a 1-player game because sometimes siblings don't want to sit down and play a long game. They can keep on cycling through the cards as much as they want, and it's just awesome. And this helped my 4-year-old to learn her colors and her directions and stuff a few years back. And so Rush Hour is one of the games that we absolutely love. The next game we absolutely love playing is Sequence, and we have a couple different versions of this based on who is actually participating. So the first one is Sequence for Kids. This is a 2 to 4 player game. It is ages 3 and up, so it works for our whole entire family. And basically they have animal cards, and they're trying to get 4 in a row of the same animal on the board, and that they give them a sequence for. There's a couple cards they'll throw them for a loop, such as the unicorn is basically a free card or a wild card, and you could put your chip down on any of the spaces that you wish. And there's a dragon that you could take off one of your opponent's chips. My kids absolutely love this game. Usually it's 5 to 10 minutes, so it's not too long for their attention span. And even the kindergartners that are learning to read, they're able to read what the names of the animals are on the cards, and then the 4-year-old is able to just say what the animal is to me. So Sequence for Kids is another board game that we absolutely love. The other type of sequence that we love is sequence letters. This is for ages 3 and up, even though I kind of think for my just turned 4-year-old, it's still a hard game for her to play. So she usually needs a partner for this. So this one is also for 2 to 4 players. This one usually takes around 10 minutes just because it takes them a little bit longer to think through. So you get letter cards that are from A to Z, and whatever is in your hand, like if you have an A card, you can do one of 2 different pictures that are on the board, such as airplane or apple. So you have to know what the letter sound is for A to be able to find what the picture is on the board. And so for my kindergartners, this is an absolutely perfect game for them. My 11-year-old still enjoys sitting down and playing with them, and the whole purpose of the game is still to get 4 in a row and to get a sequence. You also have an X card that is able to take off somebody else's chip, and you still have a Z card at which it can be a wild and you could put it anywhere you so wish. So sequence letters is another game we absolutely love playing. The other sequence that we play is just the normal sequence where you have a normal deck of cards. You're trying to get 2 sequences, which are 5 in a row, and you're able to with jacks and Is it queens? You're able to either take off your opponent's chip or you could play it as a wild and put it anywhere you please. And so that oftentimes we are playing more with my 11-year-old, but my 6-year-olds completely understand how to play that also. A few other games that I feel like are pretty obvious is Uno. Uno helps them recognize that there are colors that are the same, make them recognize there's patterns that are the same, or make them recognize there are numbers that are the same. And so for all my kiddos, I have them read off what the number is or what the color is based on what their age is. And so it's a very good learning experience when they have no idea that we're actually doing a little bit of school. The other game that we like to play together also is Dominoes. It helps them recognize what the dot patterns are for those numbers, and so it helps them later on in math. And so all 4 of my kids, all ages, are able to play this with us. The 4-year-old needs a little bit more help, more because of her attention span than anything, but all of them are completely able. For spelling, I do things with games also many times because my kids just learn hands-on a lot better. And so for spelling, we are able to do dry erase markers and like race who can write it first. We use boogie boards, and so that's kind of an exciting different way to end up writing it. We use play foam, or we use flour in a little pan that they're able to write it with their fingers. We have flip charts, like ABC flip charts, that they're able to make up their word for. And then the other fun game that we use to do spelling with is Bananagrams. So we have both Bananagrams Junior and we have the regular Bananagrams, and it obviously depends what child that we're playing it with. A lot of times too, it'll be as simple as make your ABCs in a row, or what sound or what letter makes the S sound, or what letter makes the P sound. And that way it's very hands-on. They don't recognize that you're doing that much school. And then obviously with my 11-year-old, she's old enough to truly play Bananagrams with us, which is one of the all-time favorites of all of our family. The other favorite game that my 11-year-old has is Ticket to Ride. This is the game she is going to pick every single time when we ask her, what game do you want to play? So how is this one educational? Easy. It's geography. The one that we have one that is the United States, and so she has to know where the state is and what city is in what state to know which way she needs to build her train for. We have a Europe one, and so that's teaching her all of that geography part. And so it's fun, but yet it's also educational without her quite understanding that she's being educated. So when we're in the car is oftentimes when we play this next game, and it is usually between my 11-year-old and me. And so is Dr. Noggins trivia questions, and there's a whole bunch of different topics that you can get them on, and we have a lot of them, and she absolutely loves them. Some of them are very challenging and other ones are very obvious. And so Dr. Noggins is another one of our family favorites. For the littles, we love the Balancing Monkey math game. And so what it is a little scale, and you get a whole bunch of monkeys and you get a whole bunch of different numbers, and there's also some cards to show you what you can do. The way I end up using it is to help recognize their numbers. If you put one monkey on the left-hand side, you have to find the number 1 to put on the right-hand side to have your scale balance. So if you're wrong and you choose a 2, it's going to go unbalanced. Or if you choose a number that is too big, it'll go the opposite way. So that's what I end up doing for my 4-year-old. But for my 6-year-olds that are doing math, I do that you have 6 over here, but you're not allowed to count how many. I randomly put 6 over here without them knowing. And then I will put a 2 over here, and they have to figure out how many more they need to be able to get the number that is over here. So they can either do this one of 2 ways. They can either keep on putting different actual numbers over here, or they can just add 1 monkey at a time until it is balanced, and then they will count how many monkeys there are, and then they have to trade out the monkeys for the actual number. So if I have 6 monkeys over here and I put a 2 over here, they'll end up with 4 monkeys. They'll take the 4 monkeys off and they'll put the number 4 over here and it'll balance the scale. They absolutely love doing this, and this is exactly what I'm going to use to do subtraction also for them, because it's very visual and it's very hands-on. For my kindergartners, they have been learning time. And so I have to say, I love this big wooden Melissa and Doug clock that we have. It is very easy for them to see the difference between the numbers. It's very easy for them to read. It's very easy for them to move around. And we can be so comfortable sitting on the couch doing a few times. So a lot of times I'll say, can you put the clock to 7 o'clock? Can you put the clock to 3 o'clock? Can you put it to 12:30? And so as they learn even where the minute hand goes, I will do more and more specific. And this will lead through a couple of years when we say it's a quarter after, it's 10 till. So we'll be using this clock for years to come. One of our favorite presents that we have received from the infamous Aunt April, thank you Aunt April, was the Learning Resources Alphabet Soup Sorters. Sorry, I had to look at my paper for that one because it is kind of a tongue tie. So what this is it's a whole bunch of different cans, and it has different letter objects in it. So for each can, there is the can, like the A can, and then inside you'll have the uppercase A and the lowercase a, and then you'll have 5 real life photos of stuff that begin with the letter A. And so the kids are not only recognizing what their letters look like, uppercase and lowercase, but they're also thinking about the sounds that their letters make. And they are really good at making sure that they include A and A in both of those sounds. And so my kids absolutely love it. I play with this throughout all ages. My 11-year-old likes to play with it, even though it's above her age level. And I have to say, the quality of this kit, it does cost quite a bit, but the quality of it is just great. It is actual like thick cardboard that these are made out of, and like none of them have gotten bent up or anything. So as they're getting better at this game, what I do is I put all 130 of the things all together in one pile. We have all the cans open and they have to sit there. They have to put all the cans in alphabetical order, and then they also have to sort all of the different cardboard pieces into the right phonics sound. And so this does take some time. Sometimes we need a break in between it, but it's something they absolutely love doing. One game that is specifically for my 11-year-old, it's just too hard for my other kids so far, is Sudoku. So I bought a wooden playset Sudoku that you can play with and do different Sudoku games on it. And so the whole purpose of Sudoku is to have 1 through 9 in each row, each column, and each 9 cube. And so I have heard from so many therapists and OT and PT people that Sudoku is actually a very, very beneficial thing for both young age and older age people. Like, this is something they highly recommend to older people that feel like they're kind of not as sharp as they used to be. And so I absolutely love getting my kids started on it at such a young age. Another game that we have kind of made up and we absolutely love playing with all 4 of the kids is cash register. So we allow them to get their piggy bank out, at which they have all denominations of money and coins, and then we go to the pantry and we pick out different food items and we put a cost on each food item, and whatever they want to buy, they have to give us that correct amount of money to the exact cent. Obviously, my 4-year-old needs a little bit more help, and we usually make hers a little bit easier, that you'll need $2 so that she knows to just hand us 2 $1 bills, or you need 2 pennies for that. But then for my kindergartners, they are recognizing what each of the coins are and what all the numbers are on the dollar bills, so we make theirs a little bit harder. And then for my oldest one, I try to really challenge her, and I tell her, you need to buy 3 things with only $10. You cannot go over, but you can go under. Or I add up what like 5 things would be, and I tell her she needs to figure out exactly what she can buy for $12.11, and there'll be 5 things. And so it makes her do a lot of math to try to figure out what those 5 specific things together are. And then every now and then we just play a game, and we kind of make it realistic money-wise when we do this portion. And we say, you know, what would you go to the store and buy for supper tonight? And so they'll grab everything that they want, and then they realize how much it actually costs, and they have to see if between all 4 of them, if they have enough money to buy their supper for that night. And so it's very hands-on and realistic, and makes them really appreciate sometimes the cost of food also. All right, there you have it, our favorite educational toys. I know that all these are games of some sort, but we absolutely love having family game night, and we have 3 full closets of just board games and puzzles and hands-on activity type stuff for our kids. It's something we decided when we started homeschooling a few years back to really focus on, because we really wanted to do a lot of hands-on learning instead of too many workbooks. And so I encourage you guys, especially right now during this time of year when everything is on sale, to build up your board games. Make sure that you have a family game night either once a month or once a week or whenever you can, because these kids are always going to remember this time together and you sitting at the table and doing these fun activities with them. Please comment down below, what is your favorite game or educational toy that you play with your kids? Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Also hit that red subscribe button, and I look forward to seeing you next month. I also want to let you know that I am participating in Vlogmas this year, so make sure to look back at my channel and find any of the homeschooling videos that would be so helpful to you.